I'm Maria, and I'm very uncomfortable right now. The reason why I'm uncomfortable is because I'm talking to a camera. And the reason why I'm talking to a camera is because I want to share helpful information on YouTube. This is actually something that I've been wanting to do for the last 20 years of my life, which is, like, out loud sounds insane to say that I've waited 20 years to do this. I've been watching YouTube for that 20 years, and the second that I've started watching YouTube, all of the OG channels, I was like, I want to do that one day. I want to make people laugh, or I want to contribute in some way, share some helpful information, and I was scared shitless to do it. I thought I didn't really have anything of value to share. And now that I have lived experience and I have a job where I get to help people for a living, being a personal trainer and nutrition health coach, I get to do that, and I want to share a lot of this information with other people. I've been through my own health issues, and I've struggled with mental health as well, and relationships, and just life stuff. So I wanted to share that. But in order for me to share that on YouTube, I have to film. And this is what I've been putting off for years. I had the mindset of that I will do this when I feel ready. And I had the same mindset for a lot of other areas of life, that I need to have everything perfectly lined up. I need to acquire this knowledge, or I need to have this job, or make this amount of money, or be in this space in life, or in this part of town, like weird little things that I felt like needed to be aligned and perfect before I could take action. And what I found through lived experience is that doesn't happen. It does not happen. So ready is not a feeling. I'm never going to feel ready. Something's always going to take me somewhere else where it's like, oh, I'm not ready enough. Ready is a decision. It is a decision to do the thing. This is also something that I've been talking to my clients about time after time after time after time, and they're like, I will start to make changes. I will start moving toward that goal when I feel ready. And I always tell them, ready is not a feeling. It's a decision. So feeling like you're ready to do a thing doesn't help anyone. It's actually doing the thing that builds momentum for you to be able to implement it into your life. So in my case, my goal is to share helpful information with people on YouTube about health and wellness. However, I couldn't get over this fear, this gremlin in the back of my head that's like, who are you to say something? Who would listen to you? Like, all of these negative self-talk type of tendencies started to creep up, and I would delay that, and I would delay it and delay it and delay it and delay it until one day I was like, I'm never going to do it if I don't do it now. So this is where we're at. And I'm doing this as a way, hopefully, to resonate with some people on maybe their health journey, or maybe it's personal finance journey, or relationship, or whatever, that getting uncomfortable is where change starts. You're not going to make any meaningful progress until you get really uncomfortable. With that, I'm starting this journey here. This is a decision. It's a decision to hit record and share helpful information. And how I arrived here is that I wanted to share this information so bad that it outweighed all of this, like, the noise, the gremlin in the back of my head that's like, you're not good enough, who's gonna listen to you? No one cares. Maybe no one does. That's okay. But if I don't try, then I'm gonna forever have this gremlin that's like, you should have tried. You know, no one will listen to you, but you should have tried. It's very like double-edged sword kind of thing where the gremlin's like, you're not doing this, so we're gonna make you feel bad, but if you wanted to do it, oh, you're gonna suck. You're gonna suck bad. So now I've decided to just get over myself and do the thing anyway. Two things can be true at the same time. I can be nervous, I can be anxious, I can experience fears and some level of anxiety, and I can choose to do the thing anyway. I also have a why. I have a reason as to why I'm doing this. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I went through my own health journey some years back, and it's always ongoing. And once I realized that I had the responsibility to take care of my own health and my own self, to emotionally regulate, to take care of my physical health, to take care of my mind, body, spirit, and that was so freeing. That was so freeing, and I saw changes, and now I want to like shout it from the rooftops that change is possible. This is yet another part of that, starting this YouTube channel. I'm going to be sharing all of those things with you. And also, I'm going to have a system in place. I'm going to hit record once a week, and I'm going to talk about a topic, whether that's nutrition, movement, rest, whatever health and wellness related that I feel like I want to share for the week. I'm also putting this on my calendar. This is a to-do thing. I need to be able to measure and track the thing that I'm trying to implement. And with that, it's really easy. It's once a week, I either film, edit, and post, or I don't. And it's on my calendar. All three of those things are now on my calendar. They're part of my week. And I know that these first 5, 10, 20, 100 videos, they're not gonna be great. They're not going to be masterpieces. The editing's gonna be clunky. I'm gonna be awkward. But I'm not going to get better at disseminating information to help people if I don't put in the reps. This is my journey. This is what I'm personally working on, and I'm choosing to do it in the here and the now. And I'm not waiting until January 1st or some other magical date to start this. I'm choosing to do this today. And I'm setting myself up for success because I have a system in place. Is it going to be perfect? Am I gonna have to probably iterate at some point? Yeah. That's where giving yourself grace comes in. And I would love for us, whoever is watching, to like do this together. What is something that you've been wanting to change in your life or wanted to do in your life so bad, but you haven't felt ready? I challenge you to reframe and think about it as, instead of a feeling, but a decision, that you just have to do the thing. Choose to do the thing. Maybe that's eating healthier. Maybe that's exercising. Maybe that's getting enough sleep. Maybe that's starting to budget or build a better relationship with your spouse or your parent or whoever. Get really clear on the reason why you want this change. It has to be meaningful for you. If it's not meaningful, then there's no point in doing it. You're not going to enjoy it. Finding meaning in the changes that you're looking to make, in like what's going to fuel this whole journey, that is key. That is like the thing you have to really hone in on. And that might take some time. But don't like overthink it either. Like dedicate a good amount of time, maybe it's like a couple hours, just an evening, to reflect and think about, okay, this is what I envision for my future health and my future self, or whatever that means for you. And think about how you want to feel in that future. There's actually a paper written by a professor, Hal Hershfield, out of UCLA, that talks about the future self continuity, which is the degree a person feels psychologically connected to their future self with their present self. So what they've done is some neuroimaging, and they asked the person being tested to think about themselves in the here and the now. They asked them to think about some random person. It could be a celebrity, it could be just like a grocery store clerk, it doesn't matter, it's just somebody random. And then think about themselves in the future, like 20, 30 years from now. And when they found that the same parts of the brain light up that when you think about the random person and when you think about your future self. So we are so disconnected with what that future self, like how this person's going to feel, how you are going to feel in the future, that quite often we make the decisions in the here and the now without any consideration of what it means for yourself in the future. Another study that they did was on finances and allocating funds for retirement. And they found that if, there's a continuing line of like, okay, when I'm 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, like how much you're putting away for your savings and for your retirement, people put not as much when they just had these decades in front of them, this timeline, versus when they were had this VR virtual reality situation where they had an avatar of themselves being aged through the decades. So when they actually see themselves like, oh, this is what I'm going to be like at 60 and 70, they actually put in more funds for their retirement. Again, this is why it's really important to have a clear vision of what you want for your future self. Like, how do you envision whatever you're trying to change, like how does it impact that future self? How do you want to feel? Like, really write those things out. Next, having that system of how you're gonna get there and being really freaking realistic with it. If you're looking to begin exercising and you haven't in the last 2 decades, then going all in at the gym 5 days a week, that's just a recipe for disappointment. James Clear, the author of Atomic Habits, explains this really well. When we make small, meaningful changes, just 1% better, we're putting in evidence into the bank. We're depositing the evidence into this bank of, oh, I can do this. Oh, I can do this, and I can do this again and again. It builds momentum over time. So as an example, if you're looking to go to the gym, but you haven't been in a while, maybe the goal is just to walk through the door. Walk through the door of the gym. Doesn't matter what happens after that. It's just that, like, make it stupid simple. So for me, with this YouTube thing, all I have to do is hit record. I don't need to have a whole script and like a whole thing ready. I just have to hit record. That is all. That's all I have to do. So make it stupid simple. Walking through the gym door. That's it. And then do that for a couple of weeks. Well, eventually you're just gonna, if you didn't already, you're like, okay, well, I should probably do something while I'm at this gym. And maybe that's doing a couple of sets of squats. That's it. That's all you got to do. And over time, this is what builds momentum. This is putting in the reps. It's all about the reps. You just have to keep chipping away at it until it becomes an actual, I don't even want to say habit, a lifestyle. Because the thing is that these habits, they're really just patterns, like patterns of how we're living our lives, but they're the foundation of how we have these lifestyles. Distilling it down to these small changes that we can make, that is what changes our overall pattern and gets us the trajectory from like where we had this vision of ourselves, that's what we're trying to do here. We're trying to change the pattern. So the pattern that I'm in is that I keep thinking about the YouTube thing. I keep wanting to share this information with others, and I don't do it. So I need to shift my pattern. That's what I'm doing here. I'm hitting record, and over time, it's gonna get easier. I know this, but I have to suck at something before I get better at it. So with that, giving yourself grace that, yeah, you're gonna have slip-ups. Yeah, like there's gonna be a day where you walk into the gym and you were in a routine of doing like 3 sets of 12 of like this exercise or whatever, and then you're like, I'm not feeling it. So you just do 1 set. That's okay. Give yourself grace. Or maybe you didn't make it to the gym, but what did you do instead? Maybe you took a really long walk. There are alternatives to how you can still work toward that vision of yourself without it being incredibly rigid. Systems help, and systems is what kind of builds these habits. So the system in this example is that, okay, I need to walk in through the gym. So what do you need to do in order to get to the gym? Okay, that might be setting out your tennis shoes by the door, or having your protein shake ready, or setting an alarm. Maybe that's having an accountability partner, meeting with a trainer. Like, there's a slew of different ways to go about it, and you might have to experiment as to how you get there. Outside of having this clear vision for yourself and why you're making the changes, it's also equally important to be flexible. Realizing that, okay, maybe this didn't work and I need to course correct, and that's okay. It's having this, I'm a scientist, like I'm putting on, or a detective, like I'm putting my detective hat on and I'm gonna figure this out. But the thing is, you need to stick with shit long enough to realize that something's working or not working. And that's not the 2 days or even 2 weeks. It's like doing it for a while, for maybe weeks or months, before realizing, okay, this isn't it. We give up so easy because we get uncomfortable. Any new thing feels uncomfortable. Like, think about a job you've started. You're probably scared. You don't know what, maybe didn't have the technical skills or soft skills to perform the job. And guess what? Over time, you probably learned to do the thing. And now you're an expert at it, or something close to it. You do it well. Same with driving a car. Like, remember getting behind the wheel, like, what is that? Like, they trust me to like go out into the world. Like, it might have seemed impossible, but you learned it. Now you get from A to B just fine, like on autopilot. You don't even think about it. That's how any skill or habit gets acquired. Is you have to put in the reps. You have to put in the reps. You have to put in the reps. Put in the damn reps. And again, I'm telling this more to myself than anyone else, is that I'm doing something that's very uncomfortable for me, and I have to put in the reps. That's it. Something I didn't mention is celebrate it. Celebrate that you did the thing. You walk through the gym, high five yourself. Call your spouse, call your bestie, and tell them that, like, I was really afraid to do this thing and I've been putting it off for a while, and I did it. They're going to be so happy for you. I know they will be. Choose to surround yourself with people that support you. It is incredibly helpful. It's so helpful and so underrated. We all think like we have to do it alone. And yeah, like you have to still do the thing. That's called taking radical responsibility. Like, you have to do the thing yourself. And it's also nice when you have support. Having somebody that's like your hype person, that's going to celebrate those wins and that's going to check you on it, that is also really helpful. I'm curious to hear, what is something that you're working toward? What is that future vision that you have for your future self? And I'm curious as to what you're going to do this week, like this week, or even just today. Even today, let's go with today. What are you going to do today to get just boop, 1% closer to that goal? Think about that. That's gonna wrap it up. I am going to be making more videos on nutrition, fitness, mindset, outdoor stuff. I love hiking, maybe some autoimmune things, because that was my health journey. Yeah, I'm gonna be seeing you all here. So let's share your goals and what you're gonna do today to get 1% better. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.